Pirates of the Past by Noby Lopez. Table of Contents: Edward Teach, Stead Bonnet, Charles Vane, Blackbeard's Crew, Blackbeard's Bell. Glossary: Fun facts about the author. Edward Teach. Blackbeard was a famous rogue and was very shrewd. He was killed in North Carolina in 1718. Between adventures at sea, Blackbeard often returned to North Carolina. The shallow waters and complicated inlets of the Outer Banks made it a popular place for pirates. Blackbeard's favorite inlet was the Ocracoke Inlet in North Carolina. It is thought that he had a separate home there, still called Teach's Hole. Additional information about Blackbeard. Blackbeard was a notorious pirate born in Bristol, England in 1680. He could have been a sailor on privateer ships during Queen Anne's War. It is believed that Blackbeard became a pirate because when he was a privateer, he worked as a legal pirate. After Queen Anne's War, there was no more work for Blackbeard. The only thing he knew how to do was be a privateer, so he became an illegal pirate. Stead Bonnet. Stead Bonnet was a major in the English army. After he retired, Stead abandoned his family, bought a ship, and hired a crew. He worked out a deal to become a legal pirate. It wasn't long before Stead returned to his old life and went against a surrender to the king. He covered his tracks by renaming himself Captain Thomas and his ship Royal James. Stead Bonnet continued. Stead made his way to North Carolina's Cape Fear region. There he and his crew set up posts while repairs were being done to the ship. The citizens of North Carolina were getting more and more concerned when they found out that there was a pirate set up on their coast. Due to conflicting relationships the governor of North Carolina had worked out with the pirates, the governor of South Carolina, Robert Johnson, had to come in and help deal with it. Stead was part of a wealthy family. He grew up very well educated and still became a pirate. Charles Vane. Charles Vane became a pirate when he joined other pirates' crews in 1716. In late August/early September, Charles and his crew were working off the Carolina coast, similar to what Blackbeard did just a couple months before. He attacked shipping entering and exiting Charleston. He once tried to ship 90 slave pirates. The governor wasn't happy with this, so he and the Council of the Carolinas planned to get rid of the pirates. By this time, Charles was becoming a very successful pirate. Charles Vane continued. While off Ocracoke Island, Charles Vane met up with Blackbeard in 1718. They decided to work together for a while. The two crews spent a week together planning their next attack on North Carolina. After that week, they departed and went on their own again. Colonial Rhett wanted to capture Charles, but failed in doing so. Instead, he surprisingly captured pirate Stead Bonnet. Sound familiar? Blackbeard's Crew. Of course, Blackbeard didn't work alone. He had a crew that helped him along the way. Wherever Blackbeard went, his crew came with him. James Blake was a member of Blackbeard's crew and was hung in 1719. Joseph Brooks Jr. was also part of the crew, but he was taken and hung in 1719. Negro A. Caesar was much liked by Blackbeard and was trusted with the job of blowing up the Adventure if the pirates were defeated by the other crew. Lieutenant Maynard's crew. Negro failed his job and was hung in 1719. Blackbeard's crew continued. John Carner was in Blackbeard's crew and was said to be a loyal member, but he was hung for pirating in 1719. Richard Stiles was in Blackbeard's crew and was hung in 1719. Daniel Stephan was in Blackbeard's crew but was hung for pirating in 1719. Blackbeard died before most of his crew in 1718. John Archer was also part of Blackbeard's crew. He became a fisherman but then became a pirate once again. Blackbeard's Bell. Blackbeard's Bell is one of the most mysterious artifacts from Blackbeard's shipwreck. It's a little bronze bell and it has Anno Day 1705 and IHS Maria engraved on it. It translates to Jesus and the Virgin Mary. The bell was discovered in the middle section of the ship. It is thought that the bell couldn't have been attached to the ship because it was too small. Blackbeard's Bell continued. You can go to museums today that have recorded the tone of Blackbeard's bell and hear what it sounded like. The location the bell was found in proved that it had to be Blackbeard's. Navy still use the sound of Blackbeard's bell today. They use it to tell when to board the ships. The bell is thought to have Spanish origins. Fun facts. Anne Bonny once associated with Blackbeard and tried to get into his crew by introducing herself as Andrew Bonny, a name her father once called her when she was young. Blackbeard never actually killed anyone, even though he was thought to be one of the toughest, most dangerous pirates. Blackbeard's nickname was the Brother of the Devil because when he was stealing treasures, he looked like the devil. Blackbeard's real ship was found. Blackbeard died in battle with 5 bullet wounds, 20 sword cuts, and his head cut off. His body got thrown off the ship, and legend has it that his body swam around the ship 3 times before sinking. Glossary. Rogue. Rogues are pirates who openly go against the code of the pirate brethren by slaughtering their victims. Shrewd. A person who is cunning, sharp, and sneaky. Pirate. Piracy is the action of robbing or violence at sea. People who do this are considered pirates. Privateer. A privateer, also called a corsair or a buccaneer, is a private sailor permitted by the government to attack strange or unfamiliar ships and boats as worked during wars. Slave pirate. Pirates who are African American and are shipped to ships to work as slaves. About the author. Novi Lopez is a Minecraft addict. She plays Minecraft every day. She is 10 years old and is a good student at Matthews Elementary School. Novi has been on honor roll her entire life and always tries to follow the rules. Her favorite color is purple. Novi has 2 sisters and 1 brother, but only her youngest sister lives with her. She currently lives in Matthews, North Carolina, and hopes to live here for much longer.